Imagine being crowned emperor before you could even walk. That was my reality. I was just 2 years old when I ascended to the throne of China in 1908, a time when the world was changing rapidly. I was the last emperor of the Qing dynasty, a dynasty that had ruled for over 250 years. But what does a toddler know about ruling an empire? My days were filled with toys and games, while the weight of a nation rested on my tiny shoulders. As I grew, I watched the empire I was meant to lead crumble around me. The Boxer Rebellion, a fierce uprising against foreign influence, shook the foundations of our society. By the time I was a teenager, the Qing dynasty had fallen, and I was no longer the powerful ruler I was supposed to be. Instead, I became a puppet, manipulated by those around me, including the Japanese who sought to control China for their own gain. In 1932, I was installed as the puppet emperor of Manchukuo, a Japanese-controlled state. I wore the robes of an emperor, but I was nothing more than a figurehead. My life became a series of grand ceremonies and hollow titles, while the real power lay in the hands of my Japanese overlords. I was trapped in a gilded cage, longing for the freedom I had never truly known. Then came the end of World War II. The Japanese surrendered, and I was left to face the consequences of my role in their empire. I was captured by the Soviet Union and later handed over to the Chinese Communists. My life took a dramatic turn as I went from the opulence of the Forbidden City to the stark reality of a prison cell. I spent nearly a decade in captivity, stripped of my titles and privileges, forced to confront the choices I had made. In prison, I reflected on my life, the power I had wielded, and the empire I had lost. I learned about the struggles of my people, the pain of my country, and the true meaning of leadership. Eventually, I was released, but I was no longer the emperor. I was just Puyi, a man trying to find his place in a world that had moved on without me. From the throne to a cell, my journey is a testament to the fleeting nature of power. I was once a ruler, but in the end, I became a symbol of the past, a reminder that empires rise and fall, and that true strength lies not in titles, but in the resilience of the human spirit.